Welcome into WagerTalk TV. I am Drew Martin, joined by Tony Finn from WagerTalk.com and Teddy Covers from SportsMemo.com. Talking a little NFL here, guys. We got Minnesota Vikings and the LA Chargers, not to be confused with the San Diego Chargers, Tony.
Yes,
and
sir.
they're catching 2.5 at home, quote unquote, 45 the total. Teddy, I'll come to you first. We got NFL, big game, afternoon, Vikings and Chargers. You looking to bet it?
You know, the only way I can play it is Minnesota, and there are enough reasons not to like Minnesota that I don't think I'm going to get involved in the side here. Total-wise, we might be interested, though. And look, I mean, the Chargers are 5-8 this year, and every loss, as we all know, has come by a touchdown or less. They've been in every game. They've found ways to lose them. Sometimes it feels like there's an invisible force field between the Chargers and the end zone. You know, they can get to the 2-yard line, doesn't matter. You got to actually get it in the end zone. And there have been literally, 3 or 4 games this year where they just can't punch it in, despite the fact that they have a Hall of Fame quarterback and 2 running backs who are truly elite. It's a little bit baffling. I'm not convinced that the fact that they beat the crap out of the Jaguars last week means anything other than that they just beat they finally found a team they could beat that's worse than they are. But I don't trust them to win games. They find ways to lose tight games, and Minnesota's been finding ways to win those games. Although the Vikings 3-4 straight up and against the spread on the highway this year, but Minnesota's balanced offense is moving the football, and I think they'll be able to move the football effectively against the Chargers. And the Vikings have issues in their secondary right now. A couple of injuries: Xavier Rhodes, Mike Hughes. Check status of both those guys, but they both left last week's game. And we've seen this secondary get torched a little bit, especially on the road. Rivers can chuck it around. So if I'm playing this one, I'll play the total, and I'll probably get involved with the over before I got involved with anything else. What about you, Tony?
I think you were spot on by many things you said.
Yes!
One of them was anytime that you're going to label a quarterback a Hall of Fame quarterback, typically they're just not any good anymore. They already had their Hall of Fame time. So, and I think that applies to Rivers. And I think not being any good is a little rough, but Rivers has lost not only some arm strength, and he, in my opinion, couldn't afford to lose any arm strength. Not the way he chucks the ball around, as Teddy put it. This Chargers team I'm also from the school of thought that when you lose close games, and not just 1 or 2, but when you lose the number of close games that a team loses, it is kind of a head scratcher, and it is in their head.
In your head.
That's right.
Not
It's a whole universe. It's coaching. It's leadership. It's quarterback play, and most teams are typically 50-50, a coin flip on close losses or close wins. No, the Chargers. And I'm telling you, it starts at the top, starts with Rivers, and he is not the quarterback he was when this team was competitive. And I'm not sure why, at the beginning of the season, I thought this team was going to be capable of challenging the Chiefs in that division. If I'm playing a team here, I'm going to be on the Vikings. There's no home field advantage there at StubHub or whatever they call it now.
Yeah, and Teddy, one last question here. With Rivers, for some reason it's coming to mind that Mexico City game where he was running around, all the lights on him, and he threw up that ball at the end. It kind of reminded me of like Brett Favre at the end of his career, just kind of throwing the ball up a little bit. Do you think that's something that's correctable, or no, he's going to go into the end with that kind of mentality?
The first thing I have to say is that my "I'm not scratching" line is probably my single favorite line of any video that I've ever shot in my life.
Okay.
I'm not scratching, dude. Go rewind. It's funny. And when it comes to Phillip Rivers, Rivers has always been a gunslinger, dude. Go back to his film from NC State. Okay, I'm old enough to remember Phillip Rivers at NC State. That's what he did. That's what attracted Marty Schottenheimer to him, because he wasn't cautious. He was and Schottenheimer was always an anti-turnover guy, but Schottenheimer made them. The whole deal with this Schottenheimer is to play conservative, don't win the turnover battle. But he liked Rivers and Rivers' ability to allow his receivers to make plays in one-on-one coverage. And Rivers has done that literally from day one. He did it in the Senior Bowl. That's one of the things that attracted Schottenheimer to make the trade to get Rivers in the draft. And obviously, he's still doing it today. I don't think that'll ever change.
Great.
He's absolutely. Rivers was a coach's son, smart guy, high NFL, high football IQ. That's another reason Marty liked him too. Yeah.
Tony Finn, Teddy Covers, great stuff, guys. WagerTalk TV users get $25 in wager bucks added to your account after your first purchase at WagerTalk.com and SportsMemo.com.